Wow. Right. Welcome back, peeps. MADtrading, I'm your mad trader. Face for radio and a voice for silent film. Hold on, I'm just trying to sort out why everything's all tangled up. Why? For all my wires tangled. Have a look at the disclaimer, pause it if needed. We're going to get straight into it this morning. Very tired. I've got a couple of small people, and one of them decided she wanted to sleep in my office last night. I've got a pull-out sofa thing in here. Well, it's a sofa that you can then pull out into like a double bed thing. Anyway, she decided she wanted to sleep in here tonight, so I couldn't come in and do some like tradie stuff of an evening. And I was actually quite tired anyway. And she bribed me into sleeping in the same room, so I did. And abruptly woke up at about 1:30 this morning with elbows being flung at my back and heels kicking me and fists pounding on my head. And the 7-year-old is quite powerful when they're sleep raging, as I call it. Anyway, so I've been up since 1:30. I'm absolutely knackered. Just kicked him out to go to the educational warehouse. It should be the coal mine, but we're not allowed to do it anymore. So, now they're out, I'm going to try and do some trading. I'm not going to be doing as much talking as I did yesterday, and no one was on anyway. No one listens. Oh, and if my kids do listen later on, remember this is 18. This is an 18 stream. I think I've put it to 18, haven't I? Let me see whether it is. Entertainment, playlist. It's not made for kids. Yeah, stream contains no, doesn't. Yeah, and yeah. Yeah, I think that's right. Anyway, yeah, it's not for kids. But if my kids do watch this back when they're 18. It's so tiring having to do something like this and then not get any sleep. It's almost like I'm at work. Anyway, it's not their fault. Certainly not Emily's fault. She's wanted to have a snooze in a different bed, which I can't blame her. Anywho, right, so let's have a look. See, where did we leave off? Let me just open up my Dubry and that Dubry. Oh, by the way, just get in touch. Send us a text on WhatsApp or the other two. What's it called? Telegram and Discord or whatever, or even on YouTube itself. Just send me a text if you want anything looking at. I'll be more than happy to do that. So here, why has it gone there? Here is my the trading log. Excuse me, I'm so tired. Where was I? Oh yeah, so we've got a Russell. So these three all lost, so we're down to 1,700 quid, which is fine. That's what happens. And I did mess up a little bit yesterday with a £2,000 account. I can't put £100 risk on each one. The margin requirements for that would be absolutely massive. So on the Pro Real Time, you can set your account limit, and I set it for £2,000, and it wouldn't let me open up anything more than the margin amount that I had left. So yes, with a £2,000 account you can trade, but to do as many trades as I'm doing you would need a lot more. It's around about 15 to 17,000 just to have 5 trades on at £100 a pop. So on the £2,000 account side through IG, it's nowhere near £100. So what we'll do is we'll do the £100 a trade for now, on here. Then once it's all completed, I'll work it out as, and put down exactly what it is I did. It's going to be £1 a point, roughly 38 to £50 risk on each one, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, so we've still got this Russell 2000 short. So Russell is here. So that's where I opened it up. It did go against me, nearly took me out, but it didn't, which is groovy. Now it's a profit. Oh, excuse me. Don't know for how long. No idea. Remember, all we're doing is we're following the bias. So if we look at the daily, ooh, I need a juice. The daily is long, and it's making, if that's the low, and that was a lower low, it's now made a lower high compared to this high. So we are expecting a lower low, maybe, and for the 9 to or 10 to cross below the 200, which I've had to change to the colour red because yellow isn't very easily seen for some on a big white background. So red is now 200. Anyway, price might come back up to the 50% on the fib before it falls over, but because I'm looking at the 4-hourly as well, so daily is long, 4-hourly is short, and if we'd have gone short here at 1 o'clock on the 5th, that would have been a good short. We could have gone short 1 o'clock on the 6th. That would also be acceptable, but we didn't. So now we're going short from yesterday, 5 o'clock 4-hourly. It's not really 1 o'clock yesterday. It's not really a engulfing candle on the 4-hourly because it's on the hourly. We weren't trading on Friday. Monday is here. There was no short signals Monday, and then so no short signals then, and then on 2 o'clock Monday yesterday we get this short signal, and all I do is I draw my fib on, and it used to be to 261. So if price gets to 261, I would have closed out all the position. In my insomniac state, I've done lots more back testing and changing of information and adding bits and removing bits. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. So now I go to 300%, which is 1 to 3 risk reward, which means that if it does that, 1 to 2 risk reward, because that's 100, down to 200 will be 100%. And down to 300 will be 200%, which is a 1 to 2. Anyway, which means I can lose 2 trades and still be break even, which is a good thing really, because where's it gone? We have lost these first 3 trades. One of them was very close, and we'll see. We'll see how close it is when we get to the end, when we look at our stats. So we're still short. This might not work out. It might, because this is a low current. So there's a low, there's a lower high. This is now a higher low at the minute. It's not been broken, so we really want that to fall over, and that would solidify that we're in the right direction. So we got a long signal yesterday. We're not going longs, we're going shorts, and if we'd have gone long, oh dear me, oh, if only I had some sleep. If we'd have gone long, we would be, not panicking, wrong word, but we would be in the red. We would be losing cash on this in a minute, which is no biggie, because we've been losing cash on all the bleeding trade we've been doing anyway. So it's probably going to work out this week that I've decided to do it. It's going to be a really crap week. So there's no signal to go short on the 4-hourly. but we are short because we're under the 200. So look on the hourly. Oh yeah, Euro USD. Hourly is short still, but there's no signal to go short. Oh, by the way, I just put this on because of the 4-hourly engulfing. It's part of what I do. It's part of what you probably should do when you are trading, to see whether if you'd have just gone long on this engulfing candle, 4-hourly, that engulfs the 8 o'clock Monday, and the wick also engulfs the 4 o'clock Monday, to see whether it would have made any possible gains going long. And it looks like it might take this trade out anyway. So this isn't a live trade. This is just one of those back testing or forward testing things that I do. Excuse me. So hourly, we are still short, no signal, and even if we look on the 15-minute, it's going short on the crossover, but the crossover is for daily 4-hourly. We can do one on this if it were daily short. I don't really want to mess with the system that I'm doing for this test. But if that's the case, that would be once this closes, you would go short on this candle here. Count 5 back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop up here and aim for a 300% gain, which is 1 to 2. But currently, nothing doing. That's for the Euro USD. So look at the pound yen, Japanese yen against the pound, other way around. So we are short on the 4-hourly, no signal. We did get a long signal. I remember talking about this yesterday. We had a long signal and it looked like it was going to close above. So we're going to look at closing this trade, which I'd set yesterday, and then go long. But then we had a bearish candle which closed below, brought the moving average back in a line with short. So now we're just waiting for either another engulfing candle or a cross below on the hourly. Hourly didn't cross above it, so it can't cross below it. And I did draw this on yesterday. If you want to go look back at the video from yesterday, I did say that it might pop up, might even pop up a little bit higher and then fall over. It looks like it might be doing that. Excuse me, into these areas here, which are areas where there's a bit more liquidity. If there's a gap down, it's normally where gaps normally fill for a starter, but some retail traders, certainly those in the early stages, I'm so tired, certainly those in the early stages of their career, seem to think that a gap down is a mega push away, and it might well be, it could be. And I went through this, for a good year. If it moves down, I'll enter here, put my stop up here. Yes, that's probably a decent way to trade if you did it every time. If gaps happened every day, they don't. But the banks need liquidity, they need money to then go and allow others to trade and take in other trades and take out other trades. So the majority of people stops once this had made a lower low. Majority of people stops might have been moved down to here, so that's when price moves up, takes out those stops, so people no longer making any money because everyone's told to move to break even, which only once you've taken some cash. And then it faffs about and it makes a higher low, so it's now made a higher, compared to here, it's a higher high, then it's a higher low, now it's made another higher high. If it makes a higher low, then it might be moving on up to take some more liquidity and then fall over. But it's done it twice. It's filled that gap, or some of it anyway. There's a little bit of a gap to go. and it will, in my eyes, should shoot off down. So I've set a trade to open here based on the was it a 4 hourly or daily? Anyway, based on a 4 hourly, 4 hourly cross here. So it would be this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5 that I'm counting. I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to give it a little bit of extra room. But anyway, there's no short signal as yet, so we'll keep that on the board. Pound dollar. Remember I said there was some news. So that news came out. It's not good news. It's not amazing news. In fact, I'm going to reach for my pie pad. Let me find. Oh dear me. It's so tired. Let me find the actual news thingy Madoobry. That one. So on most traders, they give you the news ticket, and you get to see what the news is for that day for that ticket. So today, Tuesday the 12th, it was the unemployment rate, and it came out at 7 o'clock this morning. So the previous one was 4.2%. And now it's 4.3%. So the unemployment rate has gone up, which isn't good. It's not a good thing. So you would say, oh, that's bad news for the pound. Yes, so against the dollar, you would have thought bad news for the pound makes the dollar stronger, and it does. That drags the price down. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stay down, because there could be other news, there could be other things going on, there could be black swan events, there could be companies in America just saying, oh, you know what, we've had to lay off a couple of 100,000 people, which makes it worse in America, which means that the pound will then get stronger. So it doesn't automatically mean that this is going to go short. I did notate this and say, you know, this could happen, and then go down further, or that could happen, and then from here go on up. We're not in a trade in a minute, but we are looking for the short side. If we look at 4 hourly, we can see that we are most definitely short. And don't bother looking at the stochastic or the MACD. That pretty much means nothing in these terms. We do have somewhere to go. You know, there's other places for the price to end up. It's not as if this is the lowest point in the world ever. There's lots of space between price now and the lowest part that it could get to, but we're waiting for an entry. So 4 hourly short, hourly short. If there's nothing doing on the hourly, we could look at a 15-minute, but I'm too tired to what's the word? Sit in front of this thing all day. I'm so tired. I'm probably not going to be concentrating too well. Didn't sleep at all well last night. This trend line was something I drew years ago, and I do mean years ago. If we were to look at it, it would be something from, like, I don't know, 2019 or something. It just happens to go into the future. So this really means nothing, but if it does bounce off it, it means that other people are looking at it too, which is good for me, because that means that I drew it correctly at the time. But also means that if it does bounce here, even with a wick, that institutions might have looked at it and thought, maybe this is a good place to have some more buy orders, but they don't know what's going on in the rest of the world. So those buy orders might be cancelled, and then price will just continue to plummet down. But we're only looking at the daily, 4 hourly and hourly, and there's no short signal as yet. We've already been over the Russell, so let's look at the USHF, US dollar, CHF. So if we've had bad news for Britain, that's a good news day for America. And if anyone was watching yesterday, or if you've watched yesterday's video from the 11th, we entered on this candle here, although there was a retracement by the time I'd gotten round to work out why it wasn't giving me the right pound per point. Anyway, so we're in on this one with my stop way up above. So on the daily, I stuck it above this liquidity grab up here. So it's up higher than you would have imagined up over here. This one here, however, is a mistake. I was closing something and I just happened to double click this sell bid at the limit, and it opened up another trade. So I've got two trades running for some strange reason, but it's going off of a trade from the 4 hourly. As it turns out, there is also a short trade on the daily, but can anyone spot the reason why I've not jumped in on it? Anyone? Stick it in the comments. Anyone? It's because it's a Monday daily candle engulfing a Sunday and a Friday as well, but I don't trade that one. I doesn't engulf the Friday, just a Sunday. And if we look at Sunday candles, for example, this one, whilst it's short, it's under the 200. This engulfing candle does not work out very well. The daily one anyway. It initially goes into profit, then goes against and takes us out. And if we were to look at this one, this would be a Tuesday, so that's not a viable argument because it's not a Monday. But if we were to look at other Mondays, here you go, here's a Monday, engulfs a Sunday, doesn't work out, it comes back up again. So we don't, or I don't, trade daily Monday engulfing candles for that reason. They don't tend to work out, and you need to know your statistics for your strategy, otherwise what's the point? So daily we are short, yes. 4 hourly we are long, which is strange, but you know, we're going to be looking at going longs at some stage. 1 hour we are long again, but we have a new, it was 7 o'clock, I wasn't awake, we have a new short opportunity if it were below the 200, which it is not. So what I might do is I might close these two now, because these were mistakes anyway, and then go long. I'll tell you what, if we get a long signal, I'll close these two. Either profit or loss, no biggie. It's not even on the spreadsheet anyway. And then we'll go long on the on any signal that we get on the hourly. So currently, what time is that? 8:53. There's where we are. We are 300 down, so down to 1700 currently, and that's okay. We're running at 1700 with £100 on the table for loss. It could be £1,600 loss. You never know. Sorry, £1,600 or £400 loss, and that's okay. Honestly, there's a it's 15% down already. There's a misconception that every trade wins, and that's not right. It really isn't right. And all you need is 2 or 3 trades to win, and you've made all that money back. And let me have a look. Let me show you what I mean. Let me open up a new chart. Let's look at ooh, okay. What in God's name's out there? Where's my CAD? There we go. Okay. That one, you map it. That one and that one. No, I couldn't see it. Right, so let's look at CAD. Oh, thought I said CAD. Oh, here it is. Let's look at CAD JPY. I don't normally trade the Canadian Japanese. It's a little bit chippity choppity, but let's start on the daily. Look at that. Look at that. That would have been a good one, wouldn't it? So for me, if I was trading this, this is my entry candle. It's crossed above the 200, and you don't know what's coming in. All you know is that's happened there. Yeah, there's been a short, and yeah, there's been another short, and that's a Monday. You don't take a Monday. Yeah, there's been a short. So if you were in on that, you were out anyway because it crossed above. But there's this candle here. So me, and this is just me, I count 5 back. We're going long because it's above the 200. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lowest point of 5 is there to there and back again. So all we want for it to do is to reach 300%. At that point, I used to say close it. Well, 261 was what I used to say, and you would get 1 to 1.61 back, just over 1.5 what you risked. Now I'm saying 300, and you can either close everything or close most of it, 80%, move your stops to break even, plus spread, and then leave it to run and close it when it crosses back below the 200. So let's see where it goes. And you can enter in again on any other long engulfing candle. So where's the 300? There's a 300. It meets the 300 at 10, 16, 10, 6, 12. Is it 10, 6, 12? 10, 6, 07. So 10, 6, 07 is here. 10, 6, 07 is just here. So on this candle here, you would have been taken out for a full 1 to 2. So if you'd have risked 100, you've now made 200. Or you close 80%. So let's go for, yeah, let's say that's 170 quid in the bank. Move stops to break even plus spread, so you can't lose anything, and let it run. And it keeps on going. And you'd still be in that trade now. You could have even let it go to 4%, so 1 to 3. 1 to 4 would have taken you to 10,864, which you definitely hit up here. So you would have made £100 risk, £300 back. Anyway, so that's all I do, and I obviously get back in again if there's any other engulfing candles. I don't normally trade CAD yen, but you know, that would have been a good one to get in on. And for Smoochy Smishnos, let's just stick that on anyway. See if it makes it up to 300% there. So that's a daily. Now let's have a look at the 4 hourly. So 4 hourly, you could have, I could have, yes, you'd got in there and you'd been out. That's probably why I don't trade it. It's very, very choppy. Cross below, loss, cross above, loss, cross below, loss, cross above, loss. There's a big set of losers here. There's a big winner, and this looks like that long won't last. But if you'd have got in down here on the 4 hourly, then it would have been a big winner, wouldn't it? It's all swingsy roundabouts. Hourly, let's have a look on the hourly, see what you could have done on the hourly. So hourly, yeah, I mean that would have been a loss. You'd have been taking out stops. That would have been a loss. That would have been a loss, and that would have been a loss. Yeah. So remember, you need to look at each market individually, and each one might need a different set of rules, and not everyone works. But the more that you can trade, or the more that you do trade, the better chance you've got of what's that? Lightening the load of loss, as one of the guys on another channel was telling. Lightening your loss load. That was it. Lightening your loss load. If it's going to be a loser, lighten it by spreading it about a bit. That probably would be a loser. I think it's on its way down. Anyway, We're not going to do CAD yen, but that's all you do. That's it. Daily is perfect. I might actually put it on my list for daily lookouts. Let's have a look, see what it would have looked like over a couple of years. Oh, it looks like I looked at it before anyway. Oh, okay. Yeah, so plus 61. So yeah, that would have worked out, wouldn't it? That would have been a big win. Massive win. Good win. Good win. Yeah, so daily that works out, CAD yen. That's it, but that is my strategy in a nutshell. In a nutshell. I'm going to shut up now. My throat's getting a bit sore because I'm tired. I need to go and get some coffee. I've just got my my Lipton iced tea. There are other iced teas available, but peach, it's nice. And yeah, I'll be back in a bit. If I'll have my phone with me, so if you are watching, or if you're on Telegram or anything, and you see something happening, you know, if I get a signal, give me a shout. I might be otherwise engaged. Oh, look at that. That would have taken us out anyway from this one. I knew that. So good job we didn't go long on that. Is it 4 hourly or daily? Let me have a look. See, come on, squeeze it in there. Yeah, good job we didn't go long on that 4 hourly. Or if we had, if we'd have put our stops down at this minus 25 point, we'd be aiming for 300, 350 anyway. But if we'd have put it at a zero line, we'd be out. I'm guessing, and it is a guess, because we don't know what the market's going to do. Because there's I want to call it by the name I keep on hearing it as. It's fair value gap. It's not a fair value gap. I don't know what that means, but there's a gap here between this candle's wick, this one, and this candle's wick. They don't join. Everyone else joins. So this candle, wick and body touches this candle and or wick. This candle and or wick touches this candle and or wick. So whenever there's a gap, there's areas where there was either no price action or price was too strong and didn't pick up any long orders or sell orders. It just went straight through. Nothing got left behind. It just got taken. Boom. So this is an area that when it does get returned to, and let's find one in the past. Let's find, let's look from here. Nope, that got found out. Nope. Oh, right, here you go. So here's one here. That candle and that candle are void. They're missing here and here. And it got tapped into. Doesn't have to get filled all the way, but the gap can be closed. So it was. There's a gap. There's an area where there might have been some orders left, or the bankers had put their order in just a little bit higher, then spreads came in so they could be taken out. Here's one here. It doesn't automatically mean that it's going to go in that direction. It just means that that gap is going to be filled at some stage. There's one here. They're everywhere, between here and here. And what happens? Price comes back up, touches it, and runs away. So certainly for a short opportunity, price, and there's one above it as well. Price could come up, grab some orders from there and shoot down, or it might just splurge all the way through it, grab some orders from this area and then shoot down. No idea. I don't think anyone knows apart from those that make the algorithms. But either way, we're looking for shorts if the candles give us that signal, and we'll be looking on the hourly for that one. I was doing my name. Let me go back to 100. Here we go. So if we get a move up and down below this 200, and then we'll be looking for a bearish engulfing candle, or it could just move its way on up to this area, and then we'll be looking at bearish engulfing candles. 2 seconds, guys. I'm just going to make a quick call and text. No, I'm back. Yeah, so let me leave that there for now. I need to go and get some breakfast and a coffee. Yeah, I'm really not feeling it today. I think maybe this will be one of those losing weeks, but we'll see. Russell in profit. These two don't count. Nothing on pound dollar, nothing on Japanese yen, although it's not triggered our entry yet. Nothing on the euro dollar. See yous in a bitski. Just before I do go, not that anyone's watching or listening anyway, but if you do watch or listen to this back at a later stage, I was having a text rant with one of the guys that I'm in another group with, who is, shall we say, pro chemical enhancement. And I don't mean that in a good way. I don't mean he takes enhancing chemicals for his body. I mean, he is all for shoving all sorts of drugs down his grid. I am very much against that for a variety of reasons, which I will probably rant on about and go into at a later stage. But here's one. If you are pro chemical shove it down your neck or breathe it in until you can't see properly, then I am not going to be your best friend. Let's put it that way. Excuse me. And I don't think he was bothered by it. I'm not really bothered by it. I don't really know him other than on the chat. But what he was coming out with, he was obviously high at the time. And if he was not high, I wonder whether that would be something he would say, because if it is, then his psyche is knackered, and we'll get into that in a bit. So, drugs, sod it. We'll just talk about drugs and lunatics on drugs and what drugs do to you. I'm not an authority on them, but I have my opinions, and I also have a little bit of knowledge about them, so we can go through that and moan at people together. Anyway, now I'm going for coffee and brekkie. I'm back, sexy people. Right. I've had me a quick cup of coffee and I'll get some breakfast later. Can't be bothered. Let me have a mooch. So, hold on, let me just move my monitor. There we go. I've shifted chairs, so I'll just move my screen so I can see it, or one of them anyway. So, oh, let me turn you down. It's not very loud. Why is that? What was I doing? Yeah, so we've moved down into here for the Euro USD. I would have expected a move up. It might even break above the 200 on this 1 hourly, but we are short bias. Well, I am anyway, short bias on the daily. It does look as though it's going to be breaking back above. We have a cross here, which would have been a very good entry in 22. Work it out yourself. You know, if you'd have got in here, your stop would have been here. Your stop would have been touched, and you would have made at least your 1 to 3, no problems. And then there's plenty of opportunity to get back in again on longs. Yeah, you might have lost 1 or 2, but you've then gained on another one, probably another one. Lost on one, gained on another one. So yes, for those haters amongst you, and there always is, certainly from the close-knit lunatics that text me all the time, yes, they don't win all the time. No, it's about a 65 to 70% win rate out of everything I've done. But you have to take each one. You have to take it every single time. So you wouldn't have taken this long. You'd have been out straight away, the next candle. Because it's short. If we look at shorts here, this bear run that we were in, if you'd have taken each one as we did, that's a win, that's a win. That would have been a, where's the one? That would have been a loss, but it's just a slight pullback. Yeah, loss, because that was the end of the bull run. Bear run, coming into a bull push. Don't know what bulls and bears are. YouTube it. But the crossover is for me is key. So as a cross, if you miss this crossover, you get in on the next crossover on a lower time frame. Anyway. So this could be the start of a downward push, a bear market, or not bear market, but a bear move, so going down. Or it could be that it's just picking up some liquidity from these areas here, and it will continue on up. But at the minute we are short on the daily. On the 4 hourly we are, if it bothers its ring, we are short, so short daily, short 4 hourly. Remember, if I think this happened before the short on the daily, but if we were looking at just that, we could have entered at any time you wanted. You don't have to go by my strategy. Please don't. You know, it's obviously too difficult for some people. They want it more complicated. They want it more exciting. It doesn't really work like that. But you could have got in at any time going short on here. Anyway, we're short 4 hourly. Oh, we are short on the hourly. So for it to make sense to me, and although that is a higher high compared to here, it's not broken this high. So for me, we've got a high, a lower, a high low. Then we've got a lower high, so it's not breached this top. So from here we move down. That's a lower low compared to this high, and it's breached all these. then we've got a lower low, then we've got a lower high compared to either this one or that one, depending on what you want to look at. Then we have another low, then we have another lower high, then we have another lower low. Now we're getting smaller. It does look like it's an inverted head and shoulders, if that's the head. Left shoulder, right shoulder, come down and bounce back up again. It does look like that, but we just follow the market structure. Because we're short, because it's below the 200, if and when I get a short signal, I'll go short. If I wanted to go long, I'll just go long. It wouldn't have worked out very well on this one, on the 4 hourly. But if I think it's going to break back above compared to the daily, so if I think this is going to breach back above the 200, I'll just go long. I actually think it's going to continue down. It might pop up a little bit on the daily, might reach into this this area here, which it did here, and then move down, but that's what I think. You know, don't take my word for it. And on the 15-minute, we are in some kind of weird derangement range where it's gone short or going short for now, but that'll probably just be to take out some stops that were down here before it continues on up for a little while at least. And I would imagine it getting into this area and then falling back over, if I'm honest, which on the hourly would look a little something like, where's that? So that one and that one, there's some there's a bit of imbalance up there. Remember, I'm looking between this candle and that candle. This candle and that candle touched. This candle and that candle touched. So there's no imbalance in price. Price was always taking up orders as it went down, apart from here. Where else is there any imbalance? So on the way back up again, there was a gap, and that gap could get filled. So there's this candle and this candle. There's a gap. Some of it was, and if we take it from this candle here at 7 o'clock, that was breached. Now it was touched, but this candle wasn't. But every other candle touches that I can see, that I care about anyway. And if we were to look at these, they always get touched. So if we take this wick as the touch for it, which I don't think it is, but if that is the wick that touches it, it's reaching up to try and grab some liquidity before it falls over. Think of it like that. Your broker, whoever you use, and I'm moving over to a couple, but I'm moving over to, where have they gone? Where have they gone? Pepperstone and a few others. Where's the other one gone? Yeah, Pepperstone's away. Moving over to them, just in the middle of moving some funds from one to the other. Probably happen by next week. Not 100% happy with the ones I'm using now. I think that their spreads are too big, and the fees that they charge for other products that they've got are just a bit too much, really. So I'm going to move those away. Anyway, so down here on the hourly at the end, we've got this high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high. You would expect a lower low here, but it doesn't. It makes a higher low, and then compared to here, makes another higher high. Stand by. a giggity shout out to Mr. E. Yeah, back in a minute if anyone's watching this later on. Okay, I'm back. I'm just seeing how long this delay is from me chatting or me coming back in to the channel actually showing it live. It's a good 30 seconds. That's not right, is it? It's probably longer than that, actually. Anyway, yeah, sorry about that call. Bestie mate, good mate of mine, bestie mate from the army. He was calling me. Anyway, so where the fuck was I? What was I saying? I can't fucking remember. Let me start again. Where your USD? Oh yeah. So, yeah. So this is the low. Then we made a nearly a new high. Wasn't really, but anyway. Then we had a higher low from here, which indicates a shift in direction. So then we made compared to this high, we made a new high. You would have expected to make a higher low if it's going to continue on up. But it might just be coming back down to take out some liquidity or some people stops, because people are told to move their stops to below these things, and then it will move on up, which I don't do. I don't do trailing stops behind the previous low. It can work. Don't get me wrong, it can work if you do it there and here, yes, but it doesn't always work. Certainly not if there's a shift in direction. And then it might be whipping back up. So let's just say it could be doing this, and then it might fall over. Or it could get to this point and just continue breaking through up to here and fall over. Or it might just fucking rocket straight up. Who the fuck knows? I don't. And that, in the early years, so years and years and years ago, when I was not as profitable, I'd be looking at this going, oh my god, the stochastic. Stochastic means that it's going to turn over and go on up. And that might be the case, but we can't take trades based off this. If we were to take a trade based off that every single time, people would be multi-squillionaires. It's not that easy. Let's go here for an example. At this point here, the stochastic comes down. It is oversold, as people say. So is the MACD. MACD crosses over here. Stochastic shortly follows. It moves up to the so it's going on the way up. So you buy here, thinking this is it. It's on its way up. It doesn't. It tops out up here and then falls back over again. So if you're looking at stochastics for trading decisions, I wouldn't. Yes, it would have worked out here, kind of, but that's a quick shift down of price. It's an overbought on the stochastic. The MACD is in the middle line, and then it comes back up again. It does. It rockets up. Yes, that would have been a good winner. But that doesn't mean that's what's going to happen every time. I would have imagined. I mean, see, even looking at this on the hourly, we've got some imbalance here, haven't we? So we've got some imbalance between this candle and this candle, which is touched and taken out via this candle, only just by a point or so. But let me mark that on. The price might come back up to here and then fall over. Was imbalance here. So if we're looking at ways to go long or areas to go long, there's an imbalance between this candle and this candle, which is here. So if price were, oh look at that, it's turned out to be right where I drew this line thing. So if price were to come up and breach this, it could then come back down, touch this and move off long. It might go all the way up to this one and come back and just fall over. Or it could just come up to here and fall over anyway. The market will do whatever the market's going to do. We have no influence, literally no influence in the market. The market is moved by people with lots of money. So we're talking Elon Musk's and the like. It's moved by them shifting their money by them tweeting out and putting out messages into the tinterweb, but it's also moved by hedge funds and banks and asset managers. But as well as that, the market makers themselves, they've got an algorithm. I'm sure. I don't know. I haven't seen it. No one's told me this is true, but I'm sure they've got an algorithm that says, "Oh, look, everyone on our brokerage has got their stops up here, like 70 or 8%. In fact, here we go. What we at? Euro USD. Everyone thinks they're going long, so they've got their stops. Let's do it on this one. Their stops would be just below here, or just under here. Let me get that back. Where's that gone? Not list. There we go. So just below here would be their stops. Let's take price down, grab their stops, and then shoot back off again. Because retail, because this is a retail client sentiment, retail are wrong. If only, what is it? 75% of people in the retail space lose money, then 75% of people in the retail space are wrong. If you want to be pedantic about it, and there's 30% of people are right, look at that. There's roughly 70-30, 70-30, 70-30, 70-30, 70-30. So 70% of all of the brokerage's clients are long on Euro USD on this appeal. And if 70% of people are wrong, are they the ones in the right direction? Or is it the 30% of people who are right on the short side? It's a toughie. It's a toughie. I know which side I'm aiming towards, because I'm short bias, because I'm below the 200. Any fucking who. Nothing doing on the hourly. Let's have a look on the 15-minute. I don't think there's been any movement on that either. We've just dipped into and been taken out. If we were long, which we're not, on this 15-minute cross below. And if you're thinking, yeah, but there's a cross below, why didn't you jump in? Well, because it's 15-minute for a starter. 15-minute, excuse me, in the opposite direction doesn't normally work. Not for me anyway, not on a crossover. I do crossovers on the higher time frame, and then get my entry on a shorter time frame using the things I've already spoke about yesterday. So if we were short in here, then we'd be in the money, but not a lot of it. And bias is that it might be changing direction going long. Iced tea. Anyway, what was it? Oh yeah, so because we may have been taken out, not yet. I wait till price breaches this 10.705 to remove this this fib. We didn't actually get. Well, I didn't actually get into this anyway, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, Mr. E had expressed the need for some crypto information, possibly. So I have done some videos on crypto. On my brokerage, I can't trade XRP. I can, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Ether, and Litecoin. I can do RippleNet, but I can't do, and it's a derivative because RippleNet are not a publicly owned company, blah, 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 or publicly tradable. But I can't do XRP. As a token or coin, I can do Stellar, Neo, EOS, never even heard of EOS. And there's an index fund for the top 10, which we can look at. Let me see if I can open that bad boy. It's not got any of my financials on it. No, good. Okay, so we'll have a quick look at crypto. We've got, oh no, we've only got 2 minutes. Let me have a look at that first. So, we've had a look at Euro USD. Oh, excuse my squeaky chair. Let's have a look at pound yen. That's having a nice move away. Oh, look at that. That shit I drew yesterday is working out. Doesn't mean that's the way it's going to go. It just means that that's the most likely place for it to get to. If it were to breach this 100, then this 100% mark, then I'm long on the 4 hourly. Sorry, short on the 4 hourly anyway. But you know, was it 4 hourly? Yeah, it was 4 hourly, wasn't it? Oh, there's a long. Oh, yeah, we're short on the 4 hourly because of the breach down, aren't we? Yep. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's this one, this one. The only way we would cancel that short is if the 9 crosses back above the 200, or bloody, what's it called? Price itself were to shoot back up and go past where our stop would have been. So if we don't get triggered in and price rockets on the next candle up and takes us out where our stop would have been, we're out ski. We don't click go on that trade. We don't allow that to go on. But anyway, on the hourly, stalling slightly, no indication to go short. Pound doll hair. So after that bad news this morning, everyone, if people had gone long on this candle, which is a daft candle to go long on, by the way, they would have been taken out. There's some bad news about the unemployment rate going up. Obviously, good news for everyone else, bad news for Britain. So it's brought that price down. It would need to break or breach or go below these lows here. So we need to break 12,445 before it's going to continue down. That might be doing what I drew the other day. It might come down here, come back up, and then shoot off. But if we look in, we can see on this hourly, and this it's not new. I've always known about the imbalance, as it were, but never thought it was any or had any real oomph. And look at that. We drew this yesterday, if you were watching, and I just drew that freehand up into here, and I didn't even realise, because this wasn't here then, didn't even realise that would have been a thing. But price might come back up, fill this gap, touch at least somewhere in here, and then continue short. Or it could just smash straight through it and get up to this point again. Like I was saying yesterday, I am looking at trying to learn a new trading strategy or style. So I was looking at something called an ICT, or the inner circle traders style, not actually joining them, but trying to see their style or understand their trading strategy and style. And weirdly, they use something similar. I think they call it order blocks, whatever it is. But this gap normally gets touched, normally gets filled, and it's something that, well, whilst I've been reading and watching their videos and reading the stuff, it's something that they would trade from or use as a trading bounce from, so either bounce up or bounce down depending on the direction of the price. Anyway, so for now it's 10:03. There's nothing happening on pound, dollar for us to do with. Nothing happening on the Russell. We're still in this one. Already £2 a point. I was going to fucking do my noting. It might well be having a accumulation and then a bounce up towards the 200. But we are in this short because of this candle here. So this short engulfing candle. And if I were to move that out of the way, you'll see that's where the wick got to. So this short bearish candle right here, because we are short, we're underneath the 200. Enter below, stop above, but I've put my stop at the -25, so my take profit has to be at least down at the 300%, which is 1 to 2 at least. If it comes up and takes us out, so be it. You know, it could be doing the dead cat bounce, so coming down, have a bit of a bounce about, fall down, or it could be doing this shit where it's making a low, a lower high, a lower low, a higher high compared to here, but still low compared to these ones, and a new higher low and then bounce up. No idea. Let's see if there's any imbalance around here. Not here. There is here. There is, yeah. So one there and this candle here. Let's move that out. So price already came up and touched that, so that's negated. That's been taken out by that there, and then it pushed away, which is another good indicator, you know, that that it's going to go south. Is there anything else? No, not really that I can see. There's another. Well, it took us into the trade on this one. This is why this red candle here is showing. I'm expecting it to lose. If you expect everything to lose, then you know you can't be disappointed when it loses, but you'll be pleasantly surprised when it wins. And don't forget the instances of this, my strategies anyway, win rate is between 60 and 70. Let's go for 65%. On some of them, on some of the pairs, it's about 58%, statistically speaking. On others, like pound dollar, euro dollar, gold, sometimes it's about 64%. And on one or two of them, GJ, because I only do those on a higher time frame on my normal account or through the 5%ers, that's normally 73, 74%. So average it all out, let's call it 65% win rate. And if I'm winning twice more, is that even English? If I'm winning twice what I'm risking, every time I win, I win 2 times what I risked, I'm always going to be in profit. I'm always going to have a profitable strategy. No, it doesn't make millions a day. No, I was watching some guy, because I couldn't really get to sleep last night because my small one already been through it, won't do it again. So I was on YouTube, as you do, and some guy, because I'm obsessed with trading videos, some guy saying it's easy to make 10, 20, 30 grand a day. Is it really? What? Where are you from? Just throw some of that my way. If you're making 10 grand a day, 50 grand a week, 200 grand a month, you're so minted, you might as well just throw me 50 grand just for sneezing. Fucking idiots. Anyway, it's not that, for me, it's not that easy. I can't just do a trade and make 30, 40 grand. Over the year, maybe, if I'd have put my arse in it and think about it. I've got to shoot. I've got to get onto the throne. I've got high level solids and the alarm is about to sound. That was close. That was a bit too close. So, for me, the time is 11 minutes past 10. I am probably going to have to shoot off out and see a man about a dog. And then I'm probably going to have a cup of coffee whilst I'm there anyway. And then I'll be back. So I'm going to leave this running and we'll do the crypto stuff for Mr. E when I get back. Just yeah, no new signals to enter any trades for now. Short, no short signal. Short, no short signal. No new short signal. We do have a short signal on this, however, as previously mentioned, we're already into because I'm an idiot. One of them I did by mistake, blah blah blah, all that good shite. But we're not going short because we are above the 200. So remember, if we are above the 200, we're long. If we're below the 200, we're short. UChef on the daily is short, but UChef on the 4 hourly is long. We need to have confluence. We need to have things in our favour. In other words, if we take a long based on the fact that the 4 hourly and the hourly are long, the daily, being the bigger time frame, has more clout. It has more pressure on the market. We might be wrong. It's better to take it in the direction of at least the bigger two, so daily, 4 hourly. And if the hourly is short, boomsies, that's when you can then go down to the 15 minute, 5 minute, whatever you want, the tick chart, whatever, and get in there, or take it off the hourly. So because the daily is short, 4 hourly is long, that's mixed. The hourly is long. I should not have got into this short. I think I got on it. Was it Sunday night? It was Sunday night, I think, because of this bearish engulfing candle right here, and it was just I was trying to get into a trade to show how to do it, and I just happened to get into the trade. Ridiculous, I know, but that's how it is. It's not because of a cross, it's just because of the engulfing candle. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so these are mistakes. No, not mistakes. The first one was me getting into it. Second one was a mistake because I just pressed some buttons. So we're not meant to be going short. We're meant to be going long if we're looking at the 4 hourly and the hourly. And if that's the case, if we're meant to be going long, which I'm not going to do, we have a look at the 15 minute, and we would be going long on this. Or when and if there's a crossover, we'd be going long there, and that would have been a loss there, obviously. We'd done these drawings yesterday, and it's kind of worked out, apart from it hasn't touched up here yet, this imbalance. So we're not doing anything with UChef at the minute because we are in limbo. The daily, 4 hourly and hourly do not align. But whilst I'm here, sod it, I've got an extra 5. So let's have a look at this crypto. So this is a crypto top 10 amalgamation of those top 10 cryptos into an ETF, or an electronic tradable fund, or a fund that either I've not come across it anywhere else, but either my broker has made or someone else has made, and they've got a derivative of that they can then trade. So let's look at the hourlies, and it's obviously only been going since January this year. So let's look at the tradable things we could have done with it. By the way, crypto's going down. There's no denying it. This isn't the actual, Bitcoin isn't down at freaking 7,027. That's 7,000 points and 7,027 points for this fund, for this ETF index of all the top 10 cryptos, which is, pick them. You pick them. I don't really care what they are. So it's not a correct indicator. Oh no, it's been going for a while. Wow. Didn't even know this existed. January 21. Oh, okay. It's been on for a while, and even even my cat can see that. Yeah, that's going down. It's been going down since November 21. I wonder what this was here. So yeah. Anyway, I won't get into that. So on a daily, there has been a cross of the 200. This is a 200. That would be the 500, which we can get rid of. We don't need that. Why is that on there anyway? It was a cross. You'd have lost money. Crossed below, lost money. Cross above, lost money. Cross below, lost money. Cross above, you might have won on that one. But below, lost money. Above, lost money. Maybe. No, you would have lost money on that one. And then again, below, lost money. Yes, those of you that have got eyes can see that if it had gone on this one, you'd have made money. Shorting it on this cross, you would have made money. You would have made a lot of money. But crypto isn't something that I generally trade. No, I don't normally trade it, of the hourly, 4 hourly, daily. I do buy it. I do sell it. Mr. E will attest to this, I'm sure. He got me into a couple of cryptos. I won't go through them. They've since fucking hit the floor. Thanks, Mr. E. And others, have gone up and down, up and down, up and down, made a bit of money. No biggie. But crypto itself is, it's not a tangible thing. It's not something you can say, oh, look, can I buy a house? I've got all this crypto. Not yet, anyway. Or if you say, oh, no, look at all the savings I've got. I've got 15,000 or 18,000 pounds all in my crypto wallet. That's nice, yeah. That is money in a crypto wallet. You need to sell that and move it into a cash asset to get savings that are, let's say legal, wrong words, that are in the mainstream savings. If you're buying a house, and you say, right, oh yeah, no, I've got, let's go with that analogy, £18,000 in crypto. I'll use that as my deposit. They'll say, that's awesome, thank you very much. And you can't see, but I'm rubbing my hands and tapping my fingers together. That's awesome, thanks so much. So sell all your crypto, and we want the cash in the bank. Thanks. They're not going to say, oh yeah, great, groovy, send us all your crypto. Why? Because this shit happens. You give them all your crypto goes down, they've lost half that money. And they've had to, put up with that loss. They're not going to do that. Cash, on the other hand, cash is cash, and it only moves up and down a little bit. What I mean by that is, pound doll hair. Let me go out to the weekly. Pound doll hair can go from 1.7 against the dollar all the way down to 1.0 10.34, so 17, so £1.7 to the dollar, or each pound you would get $1.70, or down here you'd get £1.34 for the dollar. So you could buy the dollar at this price or buy the dollar at that price. Yes, that might look big, but it's not massive. It's not huge, and it's actual money, and that's weekly. If we stick the, okay, will it even let me do a weekly chart on this? I'm not entirely sure. We stick a weekly chart on this. £27,000, or let's call it pounds. It's not, but £27,000 down to £5,000. That's exponentially bigger than that 70-cent change of the pound dollar. So it's not stable. It's not something that banks are going to say, "Oh yes, please give me your £18,000 in Litecoin. Yes, I'll have that. Thanks so much." No, doesn't work. It's not going to be that simple. But also on top of that, let's get an obscure one that I don't really trade or look at. I don't think I've bought any Neo. So Neo, don't know what it is, don't know what it does, don't know why it is. Why is Neo? Who knows? Oh, wrong one. Hide that. Why is that 500 there? If this was XRP, the people behind XRP are called RippleNet. Look at my Ripple video, XRP video, please do. There's no need for banks. Let's say this is XRP. There's no need for banks to use XRP token with the RippleNet technology. There's none. Read through the white paper, look at all the stuff that's online, do your own research. Banks, institutions, even countries have adopted, bought into, grabbed hold of, and are using RippleNet Labs or Ripple Labs technology. And it's just a faster way, better way, more secure way of processing payments. Yes, it's like Swift, but better. If that makes sense. It's not actually like Swift. It's slightly different. But if you think of it as a payments thing, you could encompass PayPal, Swift, and Ripple in the same language. Excuse me. The only difference is everyone who owns XRP seems to think that if banks are using Ripple technologies, they have to use XRP, and they do not. Banks can use their own digital currency. Banks can use the cheapest digital currency. They can use Dogecoin if they wanted to. It's just a payments transfer technology. Yes, they might need to do it in the back end, the back office with XRP. So they might say, we've got a client who wants to buy a £500,000 house. We want to transfer the money right this second. Give it an hour. We want the money in the bank, and then the house is theirs. Well, we've got the money. It takes probably a couple of days to get physical pound notes or £10 notes, £20 notes, 50 quid notes from one bank to another, and it's quite expensive to do that. You've got to hire a big truck, some people that might or might not be armed, lots of cameras, and you've got to plan things and plot shit out and make sure they don't get robbed. And then when they get into the vault, then it's the other bank's problem. What not digital currency, but what a payment transfer company does, it says, is you keep that cash there. We don't want that money. And your paper money can stay in your vault. Makes it cheaper. But buy this coin, buy this token for the exact same amount, and that means that you can transfer your £500,000 cash into £500,000 worth of this token. Let's call it XRP. We will instantaneously, in the click of a few buttons, move that XRP to this other person's account, and then they can sell that instantaneously for the exact same amount of money. It's lower fees, it's lower transaction costs, it's quicker, it's easier, it's more secure because the physical money is in one place, it's never been moved. But now that money either belongs to the other person, and there's a big ledger, there's a big note that says this is what's going to happen. It's all stamped, it's all legal, it's all taxable, it's all known about by the government, which is a big thing. But on the other side, excuse me, it's cheaper. The banks want it cheaper. Now, if they said, oh yeah, you're £500,000 cash in the bank and you want to buy this house, and let's go with Lloyd's, and you've got your £500,000 in Barclays, if they still exist, I'm not entirely sure. Barclays would have to sell that £500,000 cash and buy XRP with it. So if XRP was £100 a token, how much money do you think they would have to spend to get enough tokens? It's not £500,000, but it's a lot. It's a lot. And then the other person then has to give them the exact same amount of money to sell those XRPs, to then realign everything to say, oh, now we've got that £500,000 cash. And they'll just put that cost onto you, the buyer, the person who's buying or selling. If XRP token was 30p, and you could fractionalize it, which you can, it's going to be even cheaper. They won't have to spend, hundreds of thousands of pounds on a token. For every pound, excuse me, really dry throat. For every pound, if the token is only worth 30p, they could get 3 tokens per pound, couldn't they, in reality? And although they're going to get that money back, yes, they'd still charge you, the customer, for that privilege to do it so quick. And they've got to buy that in advance. So they buy all this XRP or token or whatever it is they're going to do in advance. They have that so they can just use it instantaneously. If they have to faff about and buy it, it's a little bit longer and then it costs more. With XRP, yes, the cost is negligible. It's literally like 0.00000 something percent of an XRP to do that transaction. With Bitcoin, it's a lot more expensive. A lot more expensive to do the transaction, to buy or sell it. The gas fee on it is ridiculous. But another token, any other token, will do exactly the same job. So their own CBDC currency, let's say the British pound has its own CBDC, central bank digital currency. Lloyd's can just say to the central bank, here, I've got a chap who's buying a house for £500,000. Not only is it going to be well above board, that all the checks have got to be made, the central bank now knows that you are buying a house worth £500,000. So there's even more information and data that you have given to the central bank and government. But then they've got to use their own CBDC currency set at £1. It's a pound. It's the digital version of the pound. So a pound is a pound. Is a pound. So you've got to buy 500,000 of these. That then gets instantaneously through RippleNet or Ripple Labs technologies, which is the same speed as the XRP coin will be for a CBDC coin or token. Then the other bank grabs that and says, oh, thanks very much, and sells it back to the central bank for the exact same amount of money. And obviously you have to pay a fee. So they don't have to use XRP. And if this was XRP, do you think that the banks are going to allow this to go up to £100 a token if they can just buy up a load of tokens now for 30 whatever p it is, 38p a token, which can be fractionalized as well? And there's no more. You can't make any more XRP. There is the amount of XRP that there ever will be is already made. It's already out. Yes, Ripple own or have a lot of it. But every month they release I can't remember exactly how much it is. It's in the video I've already made. But every month they release back into the population, back into the wild, a certain amount of XRP token. And they say it's to do with keeping the inflation of it at a set rate. So if the inflation of it is to be set and to be kept low, in other words, if you've got 1 million XRP, it'll be worth the same. So your token is still worth 30p, and someone who's got 1,000 XRP, their tokens are still worth 30p. And if you sell your 1 million tokens to get your money back, it's not going to move the price up too high. That's what that means. That's what they do. They sell some XRP or put it back onto the ledger so that the price can't be manipulated too much. If that's what they're doing, how can we say that the price is going to go to £100 a token? It would not make any sense. I'm late. I'm rabbiting. Where's my fucking phone? I'm late. Shit. Right. Anyway, so that's fucking crypto. Don't do it. Don't bother with it. Yes, buy some. Please do. Please do. But don't think that that's the be all and end all. Slowly drip some money into it. Get yourself a secure wallet, either online or offline. I would suggest offline, and leave it for your kids. Leave it for someone else. Don't be a slave to the crypto. And don't think that it's going to make you mega rich, as it did years ago. So if you'd have bought, I don't know, £5,000 worth of Bitcoin when it was less than £100, fucking shit my pants, you are minted. Give me some money. When it got past, say, £3,000 to £5,000, it would have been a little bit more difficult to say, oh yeah, no, that's going to be worth so much more money. I need to sell my house and buy all the crypto in the world. You would have still made money, but that's a far-fetched thingy. And when it was on its way down and people were saying buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, they bought the dip and lost their fucking mortgages. They couldn't afford the mortgage anymore. Not financial advice. Don't take anything I say as legal representative or advice of any kind. For entertainment purposes only. I'll be back in about an hour and a bit, I suspect. Maybe a bit longer. I'll go pick up some shit and have coffees. I'll leave this running. Stay tuned. Love you. Bye. Right, I'm back. Who has a shock? What? Shut him up. What? What's going on? Right, let's start top left. What time is it? It's 1:45, the hour of lunch. So we've got no hourly short signal. It's looking like it will eventually take us out on this lower one. We're not actually in a trade, but if we were in this trade from the 4 hourly long, just to show, yeah, so this 4 hourly engulfing candle, if we were, stop would have either been at the 0 line or the -25. Let's say -25. It looks like it's going to get taken out anyway, so that'll be short there. But we're not. There's no short signal now. Pound yen, yeah, followed that little line, well, apart from going up there, but it did touch it. Maybe this should have just been over there somewhere. It's followed that little line. Now it's maybe not gonna, drop. It'll probably shoot back up. So we've got a low, we're a lower high. We have a kind of a weird base here, but let's call that a higher low. Then we've got a higher high if you go by the top of that wick, and then we have this here, a higher low. Even if you go with this one and this one, we've still got a higher low. So it looks like it's going to be going up on the hourly. What's the daily? Just remind me. Daily short. There is a short bias which I've plumbed in the trade. Whether it takes us in or not, I don't know. Probably will, and then bounce back up again. But hey, so it's long. So we are going against the daily trend if we go short. 4 hourly, we are short still. So on the 4 hourly, we're short. So to enter into a trade, we need to be short on the hourly, which we are. So we just need to wait for a short signal, so a short bearish engulfing candle. Excuse me. To show up or give us a signal. And 15-minute, we'd need to be short, which we are. We could have entered in there, but we wouldn't have made any headway. We'd be in profit, not a huge amount, but we'd be in profit. And whilst I'm here, there's a little bit of a imbalance between this candle and this candle. Not a lot, not a lot, but imbalance is imbalance. Have a look online to see what imbalance means, or what other people are saying imbalance is. Some of them go with this last candle before the push down or up. Some of them go with the imbalances next to it, so that would be there and there. Either way, there's still imbalance between there, and some extra bits and bobs that I can see here which have been negated. So, and it's just areas where orders are left, or there's areas where larger institutions, those with the big money, can get into if needed. Let me just open up some liquid gold. Oh yeah. Music to my ears. Let me have a quick drink. I've not even looked on. I'll do it in a minute. Anyway, so yeah, we're looking for a short signal on the hourly and 15-minute. Remember, I was saying that we need at least a major bias. So the major bias would be short for me on the 4 hourly, and 15-minute. It's long on the daily, so we shouldn't really, or I wouldn't really, be taking any shorts because we're going long on the daily, but we are overextended. So if you look at the daily, we've been going long for such a long time. It doesn't normally go that long before there being a correction, even if it's just a dip down, as happened here in September, and then a move back up again, then a dip down and a move up. So this is well and truly overextended, and it's due a dip. There was a little one here, so it's due a dip down, and it might be this trade that I set up. We'll leave it going and we'll see what happens. Let me put that back to the hourly. So that's the pound yen. Well, we've got pound doll hair. That's working out. That's working out exactly, isn't it? If it would come up there, if it touches that and gives us a short signal, I'll go short. 4 hourly is, come on, short. Oh, that's a big move down, isn't it? Okay. And daily is, ooh, long indecision coming down. So there's where we were. If we'd have taken a sell trade from there with the stops above there, moved down 1 to 1, you'd have been in and you'd have been out. But we're not. There was no engulfing candle. There was up there, but 2 o'clock in the morning. On what day was that? Tuesday. Yeah, I wasn't here at 2 in the morning. So next engulfing candle short, I'm in. Russell. So we've got one open on the Russell. Not doing too well. The way this looks, I'm not looking down here, but I'll just move my cursor around, but the black cursor gets in the way. The way this looks, it does look as though this is just an accumulation phase before it shoots up and takes us out. And if that happens, it happens. It's fine. That's just part of trading. But we're in on, I believe, this candle here, this short engulfing candle. And it's a valid trade. We are short. So therefore, let's go short. And USD chef. So it's touched this imbalance area here. So this should probably be over here somewhere because it's touched it. In fact, would that even work? Kind of. But that's what I said, wasn't it? Let me just undo that. So that's what I said. Would happen. I think I drew that yesterday. Here is another short signal. Are we short? No, we're long, aren't we? So let's have a look at the daily. The daily says we are short, but we are making successive higher highs and higher lows. It will get up to, well, we're up at this stage now, aren't we? I remember I jumped in on these based on other criteria. For instance, not the daily, but a 4 hourly candle. This one. And then the second one was a mistake. So, sue me. But if we were around on the 31st, if I started this last week, that would have been oh, it didn't even cross. Where is it? Like if we were doing this last week, that would have been a good indication to go long with a cross. But it does look as though the 4 hourly is pushing price up, and the hourly is obviously on its way up. That would have been a good one to enter in on as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would have been stopped out, but hey, we could have got back in again on this at 6 in the morning if we were around, which we was not. So yeah, so that's the state of play at the minute. What, we're probably net losing, I don't know. Not that bothered. Where's my doobie? So here on Discord, any chat on Discord? Not to do with the video. Can you go over the crypto stuff again? Well, okay. I mean, I'm not that I'm sick of talking about crypto. I'm not. I mean, crypto's done me well, but I'm not a crypto trader. I don't trade on Bybit or, well, I do, but I don't trade for you or anyone else on Bybit. I'm not going to show you the Bybit account. I'm not going to take you through how to trade on Bybit or any other trading account. to do with crypto, purely and simply because crypto is very volatile. It's too volatile. It's a bit weird, is what it is. In that you can buy 10 grand of Bitcoin, which is what is that now? 22, 23 grand a coin. You could buy half a Bitcoin, 10 grand, and by lunchtime be down to 7 grand, lose 3 grand. I mean, what's the point in that? If you were to buy any other, just pick any other coin on any exchange, you buy it, the likelihood is at the minute it'll go down. If you buy it with a system, in other words a 9200 cross, my system, and it still goes down, it makes no difference because you're buying it with a system. Yes, you might be net losing, but all you need to do is to wait for it to get net long on your original position. So in other words, you're positive on your original position, and you've made money overall. So let's take XRP. If you bought XRP at 38p and you put a grand in, and then it went up, it came down and crossed over again, and it went up to 40p, and you bought again at 40p, another grand, so 2 grand in the hole, and then XRP went down to 36p. All you have to do is wait for it to cross over again and get above 40. So you cross it over again, let's say it's 37, you buy another grand at 37, you wait for it to get to 40p, or 40p and a penny, or 41p, 40p and a fraction, sell it, and you've made money on everything. You've made money on every single purchase. It won't be thousands, but you will have made your money back plus 8%, or 2, or 5, or 10, or whatever price it is you sold at. Waiting for it to get to £100 a coin, a token, is moronic in my eyes. I don't think it's going to get there, if I'm honest. It might, and I might be proven wrong, and I hope I am. I've got a lot of XRP. It gets to £100, everyone on my street is getting a Ferrari. Simple. A couple of them have already got those electric Porsches. What are those things? Like 200 and something thousand. So there's a couple of people who have already got money where I live, so they don't need them. There's a couple of people like me are driving normal cars. I'll buy them a Ferrari if it gets to £100. I don't think it will. At most, it'll get back up to roughly £3 to £4. It won't be this year, I don't think. And if that is the case, take your initial investment, sell enough to make back your initial investment, and therefore everything else is free. It's absolutely free. I was talking to a very good friend of mine, Mr. E. He put a lot of money onto a coin, a lot of money, and it doubled. It doubled his money. I did mention, I said, you might want to take out your initial investment. Take that money back out, put it into the bank, use it for something, and whatever's left in there is free cash. It's yours. And, it might go down to 50 grand. It might go down to 10 grand, but at least it's free. He didn't take it out, and his initial investment was then superseded, or not superseded, but the initial amount he put in, after a while, it was no longer worth his initial investment. So he'd lost a little bit of money. Yes. Same as that guy, I was watching some YouTube channel a couple of years ago, I think, and he was doing a Dogecoin, or was it Dogecoin? There's some kind of coin that was really cheap. It's like stupidly cheap. And some guy had put, like in America, put 3 or 4 credit cards together, bought a shared pile of this coin. Let's call it Doge. It might not be Doge, but let's say it is Doge. Dogecoin. Bought like $30,000-$40,000 worth of Dogecoin on his credit cards, but could afford it. Could afford the initial monthly repayments. No biggie. he was up over $1 million. It had gone up that much to, like, I don't know what it was, 12p or something. I don't even know what Doge was or is, but it had gone up so much that it was over $1 million. He had over $1 million. And there was these two YouTubers were begging him, please sell some, get your initial money back, pay off your debts, pay off your flat, I think he was in, but, pay off this, put some money aside, get some dividend stocks and shares, so at least you're getting a couple of $100 a month in. He didn't. He was like one of the XRP army. It's going to go to the moon. No, he didn't. And then it sank back down, and he's got less than, from what I understood from the video, he's got less than his initial investment. So he's still in the hole, and he's a fucking moron because he didn't make any money from it. Crypto is not going to pay off your debts. You need money. You need lots of money. Nowadays, 3, 5, 7 years ago, no, you didn't. You could have done it with a couple of £100. But nowadays, you need lots of money just to make a little bit of money in crypto. If you've got, I won't mention him, but there is a YouTuber, only does crypto stuff. I think he came from, virtually nothing, which is great. Love it. I love the fact that he was a normal, average gadget who piled a load of money into Bitcoin and made it big. Love it. I think that's fantastic. Well done. They've changed. Money does do that to some people. And instead of being this humble, nice guy, trying to explain things to people, he's just chilling and shoving coins down, tokens down people's necks. Buy this, do that, we'll pump this up, we'll get that done. And I hate that. I think that's ridiculous. But anyway, I digress. If he's got, and he'll have more than this, but if he's got £1 million, £1 million, $1 million, €1 million, €1 million yen, whatever you want. I don't know how much a million yen is, but anyway, you've got £1 million that you can put onto any trading that you want. You can do whatever you want with it. It's not going to make a difference to your life. And you buy £1 million worth of Bitcoin. If it moves up just a couple of percent, 50 pips, 100 pips, which for Bitcoin is nothing. I think it will do that well, let's have a look. It will do that in like an hour. 700 and what's this hour? 7. So the bottom of this would be 2583861. So there's shit my pants. So from open to close is 288 points. So you go buy £1 million worth of Bitcoin at 25,870 and sell it when it gets up here to 26,156. That is so much money. That's more than most people that they've just made. More than most people have got in their trading account, in their personal trading account. If you put a point on, you wouldn't be able to afford it. You would not be able to afford to put a point on at 20. You need margin, you need slippage, you'd need to cover the loss if it went all the way down here. So you'd need at least, I don't know what the stop would be, but let's go for, well, what is that? 2609. So right now you'd need 2609. So there's at least 100 points stop. No, it's more than that. And if you buy it, it's 26,900. 26,900. So up there. So there's a big old spread. Big old spread. You would need so much margin and so much collateral in your account just to put a point on these points here. Even if you bought at 25,500, you'd be looking at you losing your house if you went down to 2520. That's only 500 points, but it moved in a couple of hours. Let's look at the daily. The daily's crossed below. Yes, if you're doing a system, let's go with my system. I don't care whose system you use. The stop would be absolutely horrendous. Let's go down to the 15-minute. Even buying at this cross here, so on this candle, at 5 o'clock this morning, if you're about, you would be in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For me, anyway. That's 657 quid just on this trade. But the margin, let me work that out actually. Let me see. Can I even see what the margin would be? No, I can't. Not without giving away my trading stuff. Anyway, the margin would be massive. You're talking thousands. So someone that's got a couple, and even then you're only going to make, if you close it now, you're going to make £305, but you've had to risk 600 and something odd pound to make that money. But if you had, I don't know, 50, 60, 80 pound a point on that, so you're a millionaire and you did that, getting that move, you're looking at maybe 70, 80 grand. And that's if the Bybit or whoever it is you're going to use it, that's if they can afford to sell it and give you the money. Because it's not a zero-sum game. If you buy something physical, it's yours. If you then sell it, it's yours. Someone's going to buy it. Within trading, if there's no one to buy your sell order, so if you want to sell Bitcoin, if no one's willing to buy it, you can't sell it. And then you're done. You haven't got, you can't sell it. Yes, the chances of that happening are slim to low, and it all depends on the size and the cost and who you use. But if you're buying it, or you've bought it here, and it comes all the way down and hits your stop loss, regardless, you've lost that money. The brokerage gets that cash, not someone else. The brokerage gets that cash. They might then have to pay other people, their winnings with it, but that's just the way it is. Anyway, if you're interested on the 15-minute, I think Bitcoin's about to fall over. On the hourly, it definitely looks like it's about to come down. There's a massive imbalance here, which has been negated now, but it does look like it's about to come down. 4 hourly is struggling to make new highs. So yeah, I think maybe it's down a bit further for Bitcoin. Not that I care. Not that I care. The who. I rabbit on far too much. So let's bring this one up. We've had no trades to enter in on today, so we're still down 300, 15% down on the account, which is nothing really, is it? 300 quid. You could probably jump onto OnlyFans and make that in half an hour, I suppose, but it depends on your outlook on money. I will probably end the stream here. I don't think anyone's been on since I've been out anyway. I will again, I'll update if I take any trades with this system or with this or with my strategies on this these 5. I'll update the log, and then I'll obviously bring this back on tomorrow. I'm going to do it one more time tomorrow. Tomorrow being Wednesday the 13th of September 2023. I'll try and get back on early again. Can't do it Thursday, and I'll try and do it Friday, but Fridays are usually a bit weird anyway. But we'll see where we can go with that. If you're listening later on, so if it's further on down the line in the future, if you have any questions about anything, give me a shout. I'll be happy to answer them. You can get in touch via YouTube here. You can get in touch via Telegram, and you can get in touch via Discord. WhatsApp, if you know me or know of me, no worries. Yeah, I'm happy to go over anything. I'm not a lover of the crypto stuff, trading wise. I only buy it. I don't normally trade crypto, certainly not through IG. The prices would be astronomical. But Bybit, and where's the other one? Where's my phone this time? Phone, here we go. Let me just see. So, yeah, Bybit and Binance. That's the only two that I use. Yeah, I would probably, if I was going to buy it and keep it, I use Crypto.com, Coinbase, and through a couple of banking accounts that I've got, Starling, Revolut, all that good stuff. Have a look at those. You know, do your own research, do your own back testing, have a look at things before you put anything into practice with real money. This is a mythical 2,000, although that's all live £2,000 account, but it's a mythical account. So whether this fails and I lose all 2,000, no biggie. No biggie. Don't think that you know, I have to live off of this money. I don't. Other people rely on me. We won't go into who and why, but other people rely on me to actually make some decent wedge. So I know that this works. Yes, I'll have 3, 4, maybe even 5, 6 losers in a row, but then there's 2 or 3 winners, then there's a loser, then there's 2 or 3 winners, then there's a loser, then there's 2 or 3 winners, and it all works out. And I don't just do it on the one thing. I do it on Forex, I do it on gold, I do it on indices, I do it on stocks and shares, and accumulate that over, you know, 6 to 8 months. It's a winning strategy. For me, it's not a winning month every month. There are months when it's not a winning month. There are months when I do lose money. Not every month is a winner. Not every strategy is a winner either. If anyone says to you they win 100% of the time, you should probably either give them every piece of money you've got and then run away, or tell them where to shove it, because they're lying. There's not one trading strategy in the world will win every single time. There might be algorithmic traders, or algorithmic trading, should I say, that will not lose a trade, so either break even or a penny or a cent. You know, if it's come back that quickly or that far, they'll get a cent, and so they'll technically be 100% winners, but they're not actually winning anything, because once you take into account over the years the cost of running that's probably not going to be beneficial, winning a cent. But if they do 1,000 trades in a day, let's say, and they win $1 each go, that's 1,000 a day. That's 5,000 a week, 20 grand a month. You know, that's on a tiny scale. So yeah, algorithmic might be different, but retail, no, we don't win every trade. That's a myth. That's a major myth. Anyway, I'm out. I'm going to do some back testing of a new strategy. Well, not new strategy, it's new to me. Back testing of a new strategy for me. And I'm going to be looking at this ICT, this inner circle trading. Not because mine doesn't work, but because I need to get something else under my belt to try and get some more wins under my arse as life moves on and things change. Not everything will be as it seems, certainly not this year, and because I was out, I had to pop off out for the future me and future kids of mine that might be watching this. It's nearly my gorgeous wife's birthday. She will be absolutely gorgeously, stunningly young again. So I've had to go, obviously, go get some presenty things and whatnot. But because I am stuck in front of a screen, not only now, but when I'm working, I can't exactly go out shopping all the time. So when I get the opportunity, I go out shopping. Or I'll buy online. So I've had to go and pick up some stuff for the good lady and her birthday. One of them wasn't exactly what I ordered, so that's had to go back. and the other things said they were there. They weren't there, so I'll send a quick snotty shittogram off to the people that I bought it from, and get them to send it properly to, or give me my cash back. So I've got some shit to do on top of some back testing, which will take a few hours. I will be back on, if not later on tonight, I'll be back on tomorrow, and I'll update you if anyone's bothered on this ICT stuff. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't make any money from them. I'm not a venture with them or for them, but I have seen lots of good things about it, and the people that I trust online are telling me that it's a workable system, and it works for them anyway. A good, same as my system, 65 to 75% of the time, but it's on a smaller time frame. It's a quicker in and out. You do have to watch the screen, so there's a bit more work to it, and there's a bit more learning for me to go. So that's what I'll be doing. And if anyone's interested, when you jump on tomorrow, if anyone bothers their ass, give me a shout, and I'll be happy to go over that. Please pause and look at this disclaimer. I do not take any responsibility for anything that you do. It's you. You do it, not me. You. Everything I've said or do or mention or talk about or even think about is for entertainment purposes only. It is not financial advice. I might have said that in the past. And if you are just going to jump in with $1,000 with a trading brokerage, choose the best one for you. I've been too loyal to too many trading brokers in the past, and have lost money because of my unwillingness to change. That changed a few years ago, but it needs to change again. But if you do just open up an account with £1,000 of your own money or whatever, you might be super minted and have 15,000 that you can just throw at a wall, and whatever sticks is what you give. Whatever. Do some back testing and do it on a demo. Don't just blindly buy and sell. You do need to give trades, what's the word? Time. You do need to give. You can only really take a trade for a reason, and that reason can't be because it's gone above the 200. It's got to be. What I mean is, do you need to take that trade? Do you need to trade? If you don't need to trade, if you've got yourself a really good job, then why not just stick to the job? If you're good at your job, you like your job, stick to your job. If you want to do trading because you think it's exciting, it's not. Time, effort, and a reason. And money. You need money to do trading. You can't do it with £100. Well, you can fractional on MT4, MT5, but I'm not going to go through that. Fuck, I'm just waffling. Have a good day, and this is MADtrader signing off. Love you, bye.